Tom, I have a theory. A manga theory. Welcome back to 100% Authentic Manga Podcast. Tom, I'm a big Shonen Jump head, as we all know, as we all know. And one of the big things as a Shonen Jump reader, especially someone who keeps up with the magazine, who reads a lot of new series, I have fucking forced you into reading new series, with our new series review and all that stuff. A big question we see online is this series going to get the axe? Is this series going to stick around in the magazine? Is it the real deal? And in the Americas, in the West, there's been a couple of sort of ideas sort of proposed as to what you can tell. So a big thing for a long time that has kind of shaken out to not really be true is like the table of contents. So for example, like where in the magazine is it placed? So if it's earlier in the magazine, it's more popular. If it's later in the magazine, it's going to get canceled. Stuff like that. Well, Tom, I have come up with a theorem and a theory to feel pretty confident in determining with pretty high certainty manga that have entered the upper echelon of Jump, that you've officially escaped the axe. You're not real. You're gonna die. And it's if Me and Roboco references your series. So Me and Roboco, in case you don't know, is, as of 2026, Shonen Jump's premier gag manga. It's been around for 5 years. It started in like 2021. It's written by Shuhei Miyazaki. In my opinion, this is like a top 5 series in the magazine. If you don't feel that way, you didn't fucking read it. I'm sorry. And you didn't read the rest of the magazine.
You're filling in the top 5. You said this earlier in the session with Witch Watch.
Yes, with Witch Watch. Definitely my top 5.
There's only 3 spots left.
I'm running out.
It's just like a classic like sports talk like thing. It's like, well, he's a top 10 player all time. And like they say that for like
you've said that about 25 guys.
Yeah. It's like, you got it. Wait, there's actually needs to be 10 spots. So grain of salt, I guess.
I feel like it's Me and Roboco is a series that it really, when I was reading it in my journey to catch up on all currently running Shonen Jump series, it was one I kind of held off on because I was misled by everyone else in the fucking States. I'm like one of 15 Roboco fans in the United States. It's a lot bigger, a lot more successful in its home country of Japan, but here out west, it doesn't hit the same. Mostly because gag manga out here is just not really that popular.
Right. That makes sense. It's like hard to translate gag manga.
Definitely, absolutely.
You're saying Roboco is the bellwether. It is the signal. If you get joked, memed on, referenced in Roboco, your series gets referenced in some way.
You're recognized on the level. You're on the fucking level. You're in the halls of Shonen Jump canon in a way that Kyokuto Necromance is not, in a way that Do Retry is not. And so the thing with Me and Roboco, it's a sort of, to sum it up, it's basically, if you're not familiar with the series, it's a slice of life comedy series. It takes place in the year 20XX, where robots are a part of everyday life. And there are these robots called order maids that are exactly like they sound like. They're maids that live in your home, that do chores and stuff like this. And in the first chapter, Bondo, our male main character, Bondo Tyra, wants a order maid. His friends at school have them, and he's jealous, and he wants one. And then one out of the blue, Roboco shows up at his house and is like, "I'm gonna be your order maid." But Roboco's not like the other order maids. She's fucking nuts. She's crazy. She's really self-aggrandizing. She like thinks very highly of herself. She's like one of those types of characters, but she's really funny and she really does care about Bondo and the family. And it's just a funny story. I love the characters. His friends are really great. Motsuo is so the gimmick with his friend characters, Motsuo and Gorilla Gaichi, they look like bully characters, and they're presented as sort of bully characters, but they're always presented like when they're ever bullying him, they're just like, they're including him, they're treating him well. It's played for laughs, and they're great friends. And all the other characters that are introduced in the series have their own gimmicks and stuff. So there's like the character that he crushes on, Madoka, who's like a cute girl character, but she's really competitive, and her character design will change to like an old gruff man looking character whenever she's playing shogi. She's big into shogi. And one of the core, like similar to 100% Authentic Manga Podcast, where we have like pillars of content. So like the arc review, Tom reading Japanese manga, new series review. Like these are all pillars of it. Me and Roboco is kind of similar, where there's like pillars of the stories where like, oh, we're doing like this week. Oh, okay, we're doing like this kind of story this week. And one of the pillars of Roboco is Shonen Jump commentary. It's like Shonen Jump meta commentary, where Shueisha and Shonen Jump are a real thing in the universe of me and Roboco. All like mangaka who are in Shonen Jump, their mangaka avatars. Like so, for example, like Oda Sensei's got like the fish head. Like that's a character like in me and Roboco universe. Oda's is the fish head. And there's a really great chapter where he gets off a helicopter with the going mayor, or the Thousand Sunny's face is just on the nose of the helicopter.
You know, it's so interesting, Oda's like an anonymity. This is a slight aside, but
oh no,
you know, season 2, the live action just came out of One Piece on Netflix, and they do like they also release like simultaneously like a podcast series on Netflix. They do that now with like popular shows, and like Oda's like webcam. You know,
fish head.
It's very interesting. Like, it's very interesting how I kind of respect it. It's a crate, and only he could get like pull that way to Netflix. Like, yeah, I'm not showing my face. You know,
there's quite a few. I mean, like Gege Akutami, infamously.
This is very common in Japan. I feel like a lot of manga want to stay anonymous. But it's just funny, like. In an English Western show, you know, you definitely don't see that very often.
Oh, not at all. Oh my God. Yeah. Not at all.
Maybe never. Maybe never. Anyway.
And also, by the way, I just want to say Shuhei Miyazaki, the author of Me and Roboco, his avatar is like a big buff guy, like a big buff bald guy with a pencil, like a manga pen, like through his head. And he's like naked, and he's really funny. He makes like a couple of like in-universe appearances, which is always really, really funny. And Shonen Jump's a big part of is just a big part of me and Roboco. There's a character that it's Ruri Gaichi, who's Gorilla Gaichi's younger sister. She's got like a crush on Bondo, and she's like a mangaka artist. It's like funny. She's like in elementary school. She's like 9 years old, but she's doing a weekly serialized thing in
grind.
And she's on the grind set. She's a Sigma grind set. There's a character called Second Year. His name's Second Year. He's in his 4th year at the company at Shonen Jump. In his first year, he did the work of a second year, so everyone called him Second Year. And he's basically like a slave to Shonen Jump. Like he's literally naked. He's got 5-6 across his chest combined for like the combined issues. Or they're written as 5-6, and he literally like works as a fucking slave for them because he's a nut job and he's like an editor with horrible taste. And Roboco, being the narcissistic, like, you know, robot that she is like, oh, I want to be a fucking legendary fucking mangaka. Like, I'm on the fucking level. Like, I'm gonna write my own fucking stories. And all the stories that she writes are rip-offs of other series in the magazine.
If you get ripped off.
And if you get ripped off, it's a sign of it. But not only if you get ripped off, like and why I wanted to do it is this week, This week's chapter to date the show. Not that any of you, literally not that a single soul of you fucking reads this shit.
Hey, that's not fair. And they will now.
You better. Yeah, I mean, you guys should. Oh, guys. The Me and Roboco movie got localized 2 weeks ago. As of time of reading this, like a month ago.
Some audience if it's getting localized.
Tom, I have not found a single English thread on Reddit or any discussion forum website talking about the Me and Roboco movie. There's not a single one. I've searched diligently. Just any just random discussion post about the movie. There's nothing. Nada. The only post about it in English is the My Anime List, like generic, hey, it got localized. It's up on Crunchyroll as of February 28th. Watch I recommend, I think the movies, I can't really recommend the problem with the anime is it's 3-minute episodes. So it runs at blitz speed. Like it's if you're familiar with the chapters already, it's fun and funny. But otherwise it's way too quick. It's kind of over before you're able to really understand it. The movie is a tight 64-minute movie. And I recommend it. I really recommend the film. It's based on a couple of chapters in the series where Roboco basically, it's like an Into the Spider-Verse style of story where there's other Robocos from different styles of manga come into her world. So it's like there's Showa gag manga Roboco where she looks like Doraemon. There's like shoujo romance Roboco where she looks like a hot like a To Love Ru style character. There's like a battle manga Roboco where she looks like Luffy. There's one where she looks like Kenshiro, and they basically all team up to stop like an alien invasion. Fucking great. But the Me and Roboco, the Roboco Theorem, to get back to the whole topic of this fucking video, if you're a manga that gets referenced by Me and Roboco, you've made it. I'm sorry, the axe is gone. The axe is gone.
Who made it?
Who made it
this week?
Who has made it? So the earliest, or I'd say the youngest series that made it into Me and Roboco, because this week Roboco is writing belly bands. And in case you're not familiar with, belly bands are this thing in Japanese manga. When a manga is being sold on the like right here, there'll be like a little like slip band that'll be like, hey, Oda Sensei says you should read Pokemon Red Adventures because he thinks it's a great representative of the world or whatever. And it's to basically just get some sales boosted for the manga. Hey, this author that is also goated says this series is goated, so read it.
Yeah, a recommendation.
So for example, like Me and Roboco got a recommendation on volume like 2 or 3 from the authors of The Promised Neverland because Miyazaki was a assistant for them. So they basically wrote like a belly band for him. Gege Akutami wrote a belly band for Sakamoto Days, Yuta Suzuki. And Roboco in the most recent chapters, like I should write belly bands because I'm such a great author. I'm so hip. I'm so awesome. I'm going to write my own fucking belly bands. So she writes belly bands for Shinobi Undercover, which is about 70 chapters. She says it's the hottest manga, and she's like, it's one of the hot series right now. She writes it for that. She writes it for Someone Hurts, which is that's only like 22 chapters right now, and already is like, that's locked in the magazine. That's locked. That's a fucking lock in. That's not going anywhere. She wrote it for Blue Box. Blue Box gets referenced all the time in Me and Roboco. There's like a big gag and stuff with that. Kagurabachi is brought. My beloved Kagurabachi is brought up. We're in the big league. Roboco quote, oh, we're in the big leagues of Shonen Jump now. Kagurabachi, fucking hell yeah. And there was one more like veteran series that was in there. And then it jokes at the end, she tries to write a belly band for One Piece, and she's like, I'm not fucking worthy of this shit. And I just wanted to fucking have an excuse to talk about Me and Roboco, and I think it's a fucking great series. And if you read Me and Roboco and you read the rest of the magazine, I think you get a lot. I think you get a lot out of Me and Roboco if you're like me and you're caught up on Shonen Jump and you've read a lot of
history.
It
seems like it's a Jump reader's
yes,
read.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh my God, totally. I would never recommend, I really would not recommend, I could maybe recommend the movie if like if I gave you like 6 minutes of preamble before it started, then I can recommend the movie. Like this is enough preamble, I think, to get you into the, like, to watch the movie, to kind of see what the kind of how the jokes work and some of the storytelling and stuff like that. But it's very much a jump manga, reader's manga. And I'm so glad I read it at just the right time where I was caught up on a lot of classic series. I just read about like half of Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter gets referenced all the time in Me and Roboco. All the Tankobon volumes for Me and Roboco are just are parodies of other manga, which are fun to kind of look at and see. And she's the, I don't know what to tell you. She's the ultimate god of determining if you're on the upper echelon or not. Because if you make Me and Roboco, if you get referenced to Me and Roboco, that's like I've been doing this long enough, and this has been going on long enough. It's a badge of honor. It's like earnestly become like a badge of honor for especially newer series that have come out after it. That if you're brought up in Me and Roboco, you're sticking around. You're the real deal. Yeah, I think if you're a manga reader like me, or I'm sorry, if you're a Jump reader like me, if you're a Jump reader like me, I think you should give Me and Roboco a really earnest shake. Stick with it for like 20, 30 chapters, 15-page chapters. So it's on they're like shorter chapters. It's easy to get through. I think I got through all 200 chapters. When I caught up, there were like 200 something chapters. I caught up in like a month, just reading at work, reading a little bit after work sometimes. It's great. I can't speak highly enough about it. I think it's really funny. And yeah, read it. Tom, do you got any last thoughts about Me and Roboco or the Roboco Theorem?
It's not a theory. It's
fact. Fucking fact.
I didn't know what it was. It's clearly intentional.
It's part of this. I do believe part of the sauce of Me and Roboco is that it is vertical marketing, and it's vertical, or I'm sorry, it's already in the magazine, horizontal marketing integration. To get you interested or get other readers to try out these other series. But yeah, it's still,
when you talked about, because you've had this on the list of topics the whole time, I thought this was like, you know what, Tom, Roboco's actually dead the whole time. Like a theory like that, like some weird dark, like, it's
actually a coma.
Yeah. That's what I was expecting. So when it was something that was clearly like verifiably true based on the evidence you're providing, like, okay, yeah, for sure, that is what clearly is happening. But I imagine it's fun for the Jump heads to like have this kind of meta reinforcing of your own fan.
Yeah, it's funny because I remember too the first time Kagurabachi gets parodied. It's probably in like the 5th or 6th like manga parody chapter where she basically is trying to write her own manuscript to give to Jump to get a series localized, and again they're all just total ripoffs. And when she does Kagurabachi, Bondo is like, "Oh, you're finally ripping off this one." Like, "Oh, it took you long enough to do Kagurabachi's," because it came like in like chapter 80 or 90 of that series. So, yeah, go read it. Stay authentic.